today your business isn't selling consistently through digital channels, it's not because you lack content. It's because you don't have a system that converts. And if you feel like you're posting, you're trying things, you're spending time, but sales aren't coming in, this video is for you. If you have a business, a personal brand, or you sell some type of product or service, you might recognize yourself in one of these. First, you don't know what to post anymore, meaning you try different ideas, but nothing feels strategic. Second, your brand doesn't look professional. So you see your competitors and think, we don't look like that yet. Third, your ads aren't working the way you hoped. So you're spending money, but you don't know exactly why something worked or why something didn't. And fourth, deep down, you know everything depends too much on you. Your energy, your ideas, and your time. If that's your reality, it's not that you're doing everything wrong. It's that nobody has ever taught you to think about the digital as a sales channel, not just random posting. Most businesses were thrown to social media with this idea. Post, be present, and something good will happen. And that's the problem. Presence is not a strategy, and it's definitely not a system. Today, the problem is not creating more content. The problem is creating content without direction, without a clear connection to sales, and without a system behind it. Posting just to post doesn't scale. Making reels just to see what happens doesn't build a business, and likes without conversions don't pay salaries or grow a company. I want you to keep in mind one idea as you watch this. Every piece of content is either an asset in your system or noise that looks productive but doesn't actually move the needle. In this video, I'm going to show you how we transform your content from noise into a growth engine. So who am I and why do I care about this? My name is Brian Frias and this is my co-founder Juan Pablo De Luca, and we are full stack marketers and founders of Freelix Agency. In the last year, we've helped businesses and brands generate more than 130 million views, more than 400,000 qualified followers, and more than 6 figures in attract results from content. Not by chasing empty virality and not by doing trends for the sake of it, but by organizing the entire system behind the content. For years, I saw the same story repeat itself. Founders posting because they have to, teams burning hours every week producing content nobody tracks, and agencies sending pretty reports that don't connect to revenue. So we built something different. We're to treat your digital presence as a sales channel, not a collection of posts. That system we call the 3 C's. Most businesses are stuck in one of these 3 patterns. They either 1, they produce content with no strategy, 2, they run ads with no clear message, or 3, they have both but nothing is connected. So they see random spikes in followers, comments that don't turn into calls, and landing pages that get traffic, and then nothing. And then understandably they say, digital doesn't work for us. My niche is different. Agencies promise a lot and deliver little. And to be honest, in many cases, they're right. Most agencies stay stuck in vanity metrics. They sell post views, impressions. They adapt your business to their standard content package, and they don't adapt the system to your reality. At Freelix, we flip that logic. We don't sell more content. We build a growth engine around 3 pillars: clarity, content, and conversion. Let me walk you through it. So like I said, at Freelix, we don't sell posts or generic packages. We work through our proprietary system called the 3 C's, built on 3 clear pillars: clarity, the message; content, the execution; and conversion, the infrastructure that turns attention into revenue. When those 3 pieces work together, your digital presence stops being a cost center and becomes a predictable sales channel. So let me break down each one so it makes sense. The first C is clarity. Here we define what to say, who to say it to, and why someone should choose you over anyone else. Most of the time, when we audit businesses, the problem is not the product or service or the team. The problem is that the market doesn't understand in one sentence why they should care. So in the clarity phase, we do things such as define your ICP with precision, not just anyone who needs marketing, for example, but B2B service companies doing X to Y a month who have tried X and are stuck because of Y. We also position your offer, meaning we look at what competitors are promising, we map out your strengths, and we carve out a clear angle so that when someone sees your brand, they think, this is built for me. And with that, we translate that into a message. So headlines, core claims, content pillars, and visual direction so you don't look like a random account. Without this, you're pretty much guessing on everything else. Like, you can have a good editor and a good budget, but if your message is average, the results will be average. So clarity is where we pretty much just stop wasting energy and time and say, we're going to win here with this angle with these people. So moving on to the second C, content, the execution part. This is where most businesses feel the pain, because you know you should post, but every week you're starting from zero. You record something quickly, send it over to whoever edits it, and hope it works. Or worse, your content depends 100% on your energy and your ideas. Our approach is different. We take the message from the clarity that has been established and turn it into a content engine that works week after week, doesn't require you to be a full-time creator, and always points back to your sales system. And it pretty much looks like this. First, a strategic content plan. So short videos to attract and filter attention, long-form pieces to educate and pre-sale, graphic pieces to clarify ideas, show proof, and make complex things simple. Then we have the production system. You batch record with clear scripts and prompts. Our team handles editing, formatting, optimization. And that way you don't wake up thinking, what do I post today? It's already planned and scheduled and ready to post. And ultimately, each piece has a job. Some pieces exist to attract, others to educate and build trust, and others to convert and send people to a call or funnel. So we're not necessarily trying to make you famous. We're trying to make sure that calendar is full of sales calls. And lastly, moving on to the third C is conversion. This is where all the traffic flows down into funnels, ads, automations, and clear metrics that show what sells and what doesn't. Because again, likes don't pay salaries. Your pipeline does. So in conversion, we design your funnel and key pages. So landing pages that answer one question: why you and why now? We also design lead magnets or assets that make sense for your buyers, and a simple journey from I just found you to I understand your system. We also set up tracking and analysis. So what content leads to calls, where people drop off, which channel actually moves more revenue, and we tie it all in automations. So basic email or message flows, reminder for calls, and with automations that make sure the leads don't fall through the cracks. So when clarity, content, and conversion are all aligned, your digital stops being something we know we should do and becomes a channel that predictably brings us X qualified opportunities each month. That's the goal. And now you might be thinking, I've tried this before, my case is different. Again, agencies promise a lot and deliver little, and once again, that's fair. And a lot of what's out there is community managers who just, keep the feed alive, agencies obsessed with vanity metrics, or just people selling you hype without actually understanding your business model. But we work differently. We don't adapt your business to our standard services. We adapt this system to your business. That means that we look at your current operations, your margins, and capacity, and design a growth system that your team can actually handle. And we focus on the two outputs that actually matter: qualified pipeline and revenue. So we're not a traditional agency. We're not here to spam. We're not here to make you dance on TikTok. We're a team that thinks, designs, and executes so your business can grow without depending all on your time and without having to improvise every single week. And if you're wondering, okay, what does that actually look like in practice for my business? Let me give you a quick high-level view of the first 90 days of working together. So from weeks 1 to 2, we have our clarity sprint. So we run a diagnosis on your business and brands to determine your current positioning in your digital presence, your brand maturity level, central tensions, risk and misalignments, audience and perception, strategic options, recommended address. We define ICP, angles, messagings, and much more, helping you walk away with a clearer narrative for your brand and offers. From weeks 3 to 6, it's all about the content engine. So we start posting by setting up your content fillers, formats, publishing rhythms. All you have to do is record with the scripts and prompts we provide for you, and we handle the rest. And we make sure that your short form, long form, and key graphics are aligned to your sales process. And from week 7 to 12, it's all about the conversion layers and optimization. So we redefine funnels, pages, and call flows. We really start looking at the tracking to see what actually drives sales, and we iterate based on real data. And a lot of times the things that are done in this week start being applied in earlier weeks, depending on the speed of the client and how fast we get them results. So what does your day-to-day actually look like? You show up for a few recording sessions of yourself, you review key assets, and you actually run your business. And what does our day-to-day look like? Maintaining the system, optimizing the message, and keeping your pipeline warm and moving. Look, this is all great and show with how it's being presented, but if you truly want to see if this system works for your business, you can book a call below with us. And don't worry, it's not an aggressive sales call, it's a conversation. On that call, we'll understand where you are today, identify which of the 3 C's is your biggest bottleneck, map out what a 90-day implementation will look like for your case, and be very honest to whether we can actually help you or not. If we can't, we'll tell you, and ideally you'll leave with more clarity than you had before watching this video and before that call. And if we can't help you, we'll show you what working with us would look like in concrete terms, with zero pressure and only real numbers on the table. So just to recap everything, your problem is not your lack of content, your problem is not reach or the algorithm or some secret hack you're missing. The real problem is trying to grow without clarity in your message, content that works as a system, and conversion infrastructures that turn attention into money. That's what we built at Freedix. If that's what you've been missing, click the button below and schedule your call. And let's see if the 3C system is right for your business.